Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Thursday Halloween edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedic, go to Brock. You need a roof, call Parish. A Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. All of our sponsors are linked in the description on YouTube and tagged on Facebook. So, how about it, y'all? One of the things we've been talking about here over the certainly the last several weeks, and it's been several months, honestly, um, has been LSU's recruitment of Bryce Underwood, five-star, number one quarterback in the country, number one player in the country. One of these generational type players when you look at his rating, like on par with Leonard Fournette, Derek Stingley, those types of five stars. And the reports are Michigan has made this big push here of late to try to flip Bryce Underwood, and they're offering him, you know, $5 million or whatever it is. Um, and my feeling on that, and again, I don't know Bryce Underwood, don't don't know his family, can't say I've had anything other than secondhand information, right? People who cover recruiting, people who know him, know the family, um, all that sort of stuff. But what I've been told pretty consistently is LSU's NIL offer is competitive. Bryce Underwood wanted to leave Michigan. He wanted to play in the SEC. He loves LSU, all the culture, the swag, right? I mean, all the stuff, right? Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, with the gritty, Jaden Daniels, Joe Burrow, both winning Heisman's. It's an offense that's fun to play in, features quarterbacks, develops quarterbacks. Michigan isn't that. All that stuff, right? So that's all the stuff I've heard all along. So it's interesting because Portnoy pops up and starts talking about throwing around $1 to $3 million, and now Portnoy's talked to Michigan's coaching staff about and the NIL people about um, getting quarterback in tow, and now all this bubbling around. But Bryce Underwood still hasn't visited Michigan since July of 2023. Like, he's never been on campus for a visit since Sharon Moore has been the coach, actually before last season. So so that's why a lot of people have been firm that Underwood's going to stay committed to LSU. Then on Wednesday night, Carter Smith decommitted from Michigan. So Carter Smith is a four-star, one of the top dual threats for the class of 25, and he decommitted from Michigan. So there's two ways to look at this. And by the way, Carter Smith is out of Florida. He's not a Michigan kid. He's from Florida. And word is that Michigan tried to keep Carter Smith in the class. So when he picked Michigan back in November, that was under Jim Harbaugh, by the way. Harbaugh hadn't left. He picked Michigan over Florida, Penn State, Miami, and Cincinnati. So now Michigan doesn't have a quarterback commit, and everybody is thinking, is maybe this a sign that Underwood's planning to flip? I don't know that I see it that way, and maybe I'm blind to it. Maybe that is the case. But all the indications are that Underwood is sticking with his commitment to LSU. This may be one of those things where it's a bird in the hand type thing for Michigan, where you had Carter Smith committed very late in the process. You decided to ramp up your pursuit of Bryce Underwood. And as a result, the guy you had committed says, well, if you flip him, I don't want to be in a 2-quarterback class. So if I wait all the way up until signing day, and he flips, and then I'm stuck. I either go to Michigan, part of a 2-quarterback class, or I start looking for a new place after the early signing period, or whenever that happens. So it kind of feels like, um, Sorry. So it kind of feels like this is one of those things where Michigan had their guy committed. They're making a strong push for Bryce Underwood. The guy committed is like, well, I don't want to stay in this class if they get Bryce Underwood. And so he's like, let me decommit now so that way he can reopen his commitment. Because the worst, this is one of the things I like about the early signing period, man. You have to show your hand. And so now this kid, Carter Smith, has 5 weeks to take visits, see who else might be interested. Because if he had shut down his recruitment because he was committed to Michigan, now he's like, well, let me see what else is out there. Maybe it ends up that he ends up in maybe Michigan doesn't get Underwood and this kid ends up back in Michigan's class. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just reading tea leaves here. But I don't necessarily see Carter Smith decommitting as a sign that Bryce Underwood is committing. I see that as Carter Smith decommitting to say, let me make sure I cover all my bases here and have my options available in case they get this kid. So just my read on it. Let me know your thoughts. All right, YouTube, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. As always, we appreciate you for being here with us. Got good news yesterday. Saturday is the day for Casa de Scone. Derek and the crew over at Got Lit are going to be at Casa de Scone on Saturday. Excited about that. Got Lit light installers. Great sponsors on whiskey and wine. And I know a lot of morning sconers have supported Got Lit as well. So just posted the website there in the chat. It's super easy. If you're interested, if you heard us talk about Got Lit, they've got they take care of everything as far as your lights for Christmas. So they'll come bring their lights. If you like, Erica lights just the white lights, but if you want color lights or other types of decor, they do it all. They just did the myrtles, actually. Great video on their social media if you want to go check it out. But they come do all the decorations for you. When the season's over, they come pick everything up, haul it away. You don't do anything. It's so hassle-free and so worth it. GotLitLights.com. I just posted Got Lit in the chat. Oh, that was the other thing, because I wanted to tell y'all, because I talked to Derek yesterday, and he told me they are booked up for installs all the way until the week before Thanksgiving. So, like, they, I think, only do installs for, like, maybe a week. He told me like a week after Thanksgiving, because once they get into December, they're done with installs. So they got space, but if you're interested, I would not wait. GotLitLights.com. All right, let's say some good mornings here. Trivia Carter, good morning. Wendell Norman, good morning. Jason H., good morning. Dylan Landry, Brian Wynn, Pat Huseman. Hey, Pat, good morning, man. Happy Halloween. David, what's up, man? Good morning. Hey, Brett DeGrow. Derek, good morning. Hope we're able to keep Bryce Underwood. Yeah, I think so, man. I don't know. I'll tell you this, man. I would just be so surprised if he decommitted. I mean, there's just all the reasons. I'll tell you this. All the reasons that he has picked LSU, what he's talked about pretty openly, Michigan can't overcome. It would literally be a thing where if Michigan came in and dumped a giant pile of money and it was the offer you just don't say no to. And I haven't heard that. It's not to say Michigan can't pull all that together and do it. But we'll see. I mean, that would be, if that did happen, that would be pretty devastating, because LSU's had their quarterback committed now for almost a year. And I don't know where they'd go next. Thomas, more Matt Jinglegate Day 4. Let's make it happen. I think we can make it happen. I think I'm in a good rhythm now. Dane, good morning. I guess that's supposed to be 65th anniversary of Billy Cannon's run. Yes, sir. Didn't Odell's run happen on Halloween too? I mean, the Odell run against Ole Miss in 2012, I'm almost positive that was Halloween as well. And it was the same thing. It was 89 yards, same spot on the field. I mean, literally the same side. I mean, the 11-yard line on the southeast sideline, and he went right up that southeast sideline. Um, Pretty remarkable synergy there. Hey, Leon, good morning. Road Rag 3, we're losing players now. I don't think so. I think that's kind of the point of how I opened up for those that didn't hear it. The kid who's been committed to Michigan, the quarterback who's been committed to Michigan, Carter Smith, decommitted. So some people are saying, oh, that's opening the door for Bryce Underwood to flip from LSU. I think it's the other way. I think that's the kid who's been committed now for a while saying, well, I don't want to be sitting here without any options if he does flip. So decommit now, reopen your recruitment, and see what options might be out there. Brad, good morning. No, I did not. Some things aren't even worth a reply. Avid, what's up, Christian? Good morning, man. Currently inspecting an airport in Homa. Really enjoying the morning drive, listening to Morning Scone. Love it, man. Thanks for being there. Of course, Christian there at Avid Inspection Specialists. Great sponsor of Scone and Tea. So home inspection or airport inspection, any type of building inspection you need, make sure you call Avid. Support our people, man. Christian's a great dude. Brian Penn, good morning from Springfield, Mass. Okay, man. Safe drives today. Basketball Hall of Fame, yeah. Naismith Hall of Fame in Springfield. Eli, good morning. Obviously, it's early. Can you give us two coaches you'd like to see the Saints give an interview to? Well, I mean, Ben Johnson's the one everybody's going to say. That's the Lions offensive coordinator, and that would be amazing. I just think, I mean, he had head coaching opportunities last year and passed to stay in Detroit. I just think he's going to have better opportunities. I just think he'll have better opportunities than the Saints. Jed, if he decommits, he won't be the only one to leave. He's a big reason why other commits came here. Well, I'll say this, Jed. I think I'm not going to deny a Pied Piper effect. I also think when you're late in a cycle like this, it's harder to go find somewhere else because a lot of classes are full. And I'm not sure that I know right offhand who might decommit if Bryce Underwood did. Like Harlan Berry's a 5 stars from New Orleans. Like Harlan Berry's going to LSU. DJ Pickett. If you're worried about a flip from DJ Pickett, it's to Miami just because he's from South Florida, but he seems pretty firm as well. I mean, I don't know who else would be there, would flip. So, Bubba Tatum, any insight into why Beth Rex left midseason? Yeah, Bubba, I actually talked about this yesterday on AFR and on today's Locked on LSU. So when we're done here, go check out Locked on LSU. But bottom line is, when they brought Austin Thomas, so for those who don't know, Beth Rex was LSU's football chief of staff. And by the way, this happened a month ago. Like she's been gone. I think it was around the first open date that she left. So that would have been before Ole Miss. So it's been about a month now since Beth Rex left. I'm surprised it just broke. But anyway, so she was basically Brian Kelly's right hand. She was with him at Cincinnati all 12 years in Notre Dame and came to LSU. Whenever they brought Austin Thomas back, they pulled some of her responsibilities and just reshuffled things. And I think she just didn't like having the responsibility taken away. And so she left and wanted to look for a new job. Cajun Country may just be me, but I feel like LSU is going to become Penn State of the SEC. Always good, never elite. I hope I'm wrong. Darren, good morning. Hey, babe.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
Okay.
At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing.
Okay. Thomas told you to get it. All right, let's see, where are we? Leon, if Underwood decides to go to Michigan, I wish him well. $5 million is a ton of cash. That offense is horrible for quarterbacks. Yeah, I think the LSU offer is on par with that as well. Remember, it's over 3 or 4 years, so you're paying it out over that amount of time. Rocky, good morning. Glenn, NIL is destroying the spirit of college football. The bidding war is destructive. I couldn't disagree with you more, Glenn. What's destructive? Sure seemed like Kyle Field on Saturday night felt pretty alive, didn't it? NIL didn't seem to destroy the LSU win over Ole Miss when everybody stormed the field when LSU won in overtime, right? NIL doesn't seem to be destroying your interest in LSU Alabama, right? Like, again, I'll continue to say this over and over again. The only thing that people talk about when talking about NIL and portal stuff is always the intangibles. Oh, the spirit of college football. Oh, that, like, bro, the spirit of college football, that farce about amateurism, has been gone forever. I got news, Kat. They've been paying players forever. And yes, your favorite team has been paying players too. Brown paper bags, cash under the table, cars, deals, name it. Okay. Like, you just know about it now, and they're organized. That's all. It's above board and it's organized. That's all. Don't tell me about the spirit of college football. It's always been like this. I mean, back to Eric Dickerson getting a gold Trans Am in the 80s, or whatever it was, the gold car in the 80s. Come on, bro. I mean, LSU was deemed ineligible for the 1908 championship because of reports of professionalism. They were using professional football players. That was the report. It was 100 years ago. Don't tell me about the spirit of college football. You know what the spirit of college football was? 108,000 people dressed in all black Saturday night at Kyle Field, screaming their heads off and making life miserable for LSU. None of those people seem to care about NIL while they're watching that game. You don't like any of this stuff? Then just pay attention on Saturdays. Lowell, good morning. Kelly Gross, good morning. Jason H., I want the green Parish hat if y'all have some. Yeah, dude, come by the office, man. Just see if we have any green ones in the office. Yeah, if anyone wants a hat, man, y'all swing by the Parish office. Kayla's at the front desk. Christina's the first office on the right. Just walk and say, Scone said I could get a Parish hat if I come by. They'll give you a hat, I promise. Ryan Balote. Morning, Matt. Had a great session with Crystal. Thank you for the recommendation and advice. There you go, dude. Awesome, man. I love to hear that. That, of course, is Crystal Poche at Restored Motions. Tell you all the time, if you have pain, book a session. You'll be glad you did. Whatever your pain is, she will take you out of it. You just got to book a session. You just have to trust and go understand you're going to experience something different that you've probably never experienced before. The type of body work and connection that she does, but you have to open your mind to it if you're willing to get out of pain, and she'll do it. RestoredMotions.com. Stephen Miller, good morning. Tyga Poppy, morning, trick or treat. Gregory Gordy, what up? Hunter Eilers, do you think a 10-2 LSU team can avoid the championship game and go to the playoffs? Yes, I do. I think if Georgia wins out and Texas A&M wins out and LSU wins out, then LSU as a 10-2 team, 7-1 in the league, does not go to Atlanta and still goes to the playoff. So yes, I do. Weston Weaver, good morning. Let's see, Stephen Carter Smith may be thinking that Moore wanting to be the head coach there, uncertainty around the program. Yeah, I don't know about Moore, right? I mean, would they really? I mean, Stephen, I'm not going to sit here and pretend to know what the inner workings are at Michigan, but man, I find it hard to believe that they would they'd can him after 1 year. I mean, Mississippi State did that with Zach Arnett. Now that was a weird situation, a tragic situation, right, where he stepped in for Mike Leach. But yeah, I don't look at Carter Smith decommitting from Michigan as a sure sign that Bryce Underwood is flipping. Maybe I'm blind to it. Maybe that's what's happening right under our nose. But Like every bit of evidence we've had over the last year suggests that's not the case. Brunel, good morning. I want to see this Underwood experiment. I think he will be a movement on his own. Jesse Brown, good morning. Dale Broussard, they should really not call it a commitment. It's only a thought or lean until they are signed. Semantics. I mean, call it what you want. Reed Rule, good morning. With NIL in place, I pretty much checked out of recruiting until they show up on campus. No point in getting my hopes up too high or too low. I mean, look, Reed, for as long as there's been recruiting and signing day and signing classes, there's always been flips and things like this and last minute movement and stuff. Eric, I'm all in favor of NIL. Even if we get Underwood, I imagine we'll be dealing with this at every single portal window. Do you think or want a solve? Just curious. Do you mean like with Underwood, like even if he shows up, would he leave? I don't know, man. I guess there's always the possibility you could have the Quinn Ewers situation. You know, Quinn reclassified, went to Ohio State, reportedly got a 7-figure deal, and after 1 year at Ohio State, went in the portal, got another 7-figure deal at Texas. So I guess there's always that possibility, but I don't know. You know, I always find it interesting when it's not just the kids speaking, but when the parents speak. And Bryce Underwood's dad gave an interview to On3 where he said, look, of course the money matters, but we're making a football decision here. And he said the money will, like, they've been pretty consistent saying the money will come. You know, go get developed, get to the next level, the money will come. And just wants Bryce to be happy. Like, and I think that's what a parent, I mean, look, I'm not trying to suggest how anybody should parent their children. I mean, everybody, look, every situation is different. So I'm not in any way trying to suggest that. You know, but I think as a parent, what you want is for your kids to be happy. I think every parent would agree on that most core principle. And so, I mean, I admire that. He's saying, look, we just want him to be happy. And we know that if he plays well and develops, then the money will come long term. So I think there's something to that. Hey, David, I only hear these Michigan sites that they're matching LSU. They're going to need to pay a lot more. Yeah, I think it would have to be the offer you don't say no to. I would agree with that. Brunel, good morning. Reed Rule. Let's see. Also about the team, unless the running game doesn't complete 180, we are not serious title contenders. Just enough star power at quarterback, wide receiver to carry us by themselves. Michael, good morning. Alex, good morning. Underwood can do like Joey B. Go far from home, come home, lead your team, Detroit Lions. We'd have to draft him. Guy Brooks, good morning. Jed, Michigan had a cheat to make it to the championship. Yeah, Tom was trying to talk about it, bro. I don't know how they blew a 5-run lead. I don't even want to talk about it. Never mind. Ryan Stadler, I know it sounds a little grumpy and negative, but hearing Kelly always say we have to coach the team better is like taping words to a piece of paper with scotch tape, bubblegum, and paper clips. Here's the thing, Ryan. Listen, I understand what you're saying, but if all he did was say, well, the players screwed up this or that, then he gets crushed for blaming the players, right? So he's got to take some accountability publicly. So that's why he says we have to coach him better. And he's right. They do. I mean, ultimately, the onus falls on coaches. If your players aren't executing, why didn't they execute? You didn't coach them. So that's why, look, press conferences, there's just a lot of word salad, a lot of generic coach speak, a lot that doesn't matter. That's why I would say lean on people who cover the team to sift through all of the 30 minutes of word salad to find the few morsels that are relevant for you that you'd be interested in. All right, please smash the like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Taylor, good morning. Derek Carr's back. Super Bowl or bust. I'm looking past the results. Bubba, Rex, Brett, good morning, y'all. Darren, excuse me, good morning. Epics Boom, love to hear you tell Lane the truth the other day. Yeah, man, thanks. Locked On LSU, would appreciate it so much if y'all would check it out. YouTube or your favorite podcast app, Locked On LSU. I don't think Underwood flips if he feels Nuss is returning. I'll tell you this. The more I've asked about it, I think Doug Nussmeier, again, I don't have any insight into what will happen. Things can change. Got another month of the season, all that stuff. But I think Doug Nussmeier wants Garrett to return for another season. Chris, good morning. Love the show. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate that. Jonathan, with Alabama being one of the most penalized teams in the SEC, how will crowd play a factor in next week's game? Huge. Actually, if you go check out Locked on LSU today, one of the segments today is about Alabama's discipline or lack thereof. Did you know that the Alabama Crimson Tide currently are 129th in the country in penalties? There are only 4 teams in college football that through 8 games have committed more penalties than the Alabama Crimson Tide. They are San Diego State, the University of Texas San Antonio, Nevada, and New Mexico. The only 4 teams in college football that have committed more penalties than Alabama. That's why you should be checking out Locked on LSU for great info like that. Read that one. It's 7:45. Got to go. Stat Dub. Abner Neal, good morning. Deborah, good morning. Oh, love your rant against them. Thank you. Read Rule. Wife calls you, answer, can't mute that one. Jacob, Damon, good morning, y'all. Good morning, everybody. Good morning from Laurel, Mississippi. All right, Ken, appreciate y'all for being there. Thomas. Oh, Thomas. So no Scone and tea tonight because of Halloween. T-Bob's out of town. Next Thursday, T-Bob and Hester have an already agreed upon deal at the Queen Casino. So we need to readjust Scone and tea for next week as well. So I don't have the details yet. When we do, I'll pass them along. But if you're in town, stay tuned. We'll have deets. All right, I got to go. My apologies if I missed you. Thanks for being there. Please smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Facebook, like the page, share the post. All of our sponsors are linked in the description on YouTube and tagged on Facebook. Remember, tomorrow, Brock, Friday Night Clinic, the free Friday Night Clinic. I love that about Brock. Every high school football player, cheerleader, band member, dance team member, coach, anybody, you need to see an orthopedist after Friday Night Lights. Brock has their free Friday Night Clinic. I love that. And Parish Construction and Roofing. All right, y'all have an awesome day. We'll see you.